As you've seen in the title of this video, this is indeed one of the worst videos I have, and it's also one of the best that I have as of yet. The reason why that is because it's my first video, and I've been looking forward to making this video in a good while, and I've been excited, but for certain reasons I didn't create it because I wanted to finish prepping up a few things. So here's an introduction to me. My name is Eduardo. I'm 19 years old and I live in America. So yeah, the land of the free. Here's a context of my journey. And also, yeah, this is not scripted. I just have a sheet of paper where I basically wrote bullet points of just a few things I want to go over. So you guys can get to know me a bit and see what you guys can expect. But so yeah, 2 years ago I was in high school, 11th year, and I found life to be really dull for a variety of reasons. I was really into instant gratification. I would scroll. I would, play video games. I would just do a bunch of stuff that was instant gratification. And yeah, my life would just, it was miserable and it sucked. And I felt really lost. I got into self improvement, got into the gym. I was at 40% body fat like 2 years ago. I would like freaking eat junk food, consume things that were that had high fructose corn syrup and a bunch of the American shit that's in the, fast food industry. Like, yeah, I would basically eat fast food almost all the time. And I was pre-diabetic. For the record, my family had a history of diabetes. Grandma, unfortunately, she passed away from that. And yeah, so I got my act together. I got into fitness, lifted weights. I kind of looked like an idiot for a few months, but I got the hang of it and I got better at it. Now I'm currently at 26% body fat. I built some muscle. It's not anything that's really like wow, but it's progress, and progress is progress at the end of the day. And I'm proud of it. So I basically continued to improve. I've countered and faced and overcame a lot of my own vices. I continued to face one vice, and well, one of them was arrogance, pride, and ignorance. Now, to be fair, I think as in general human beings, we are all ignorant in a lot of things, so no one's really cut out from this. But I recognized in the past I had those three things, and I was lazy. I was basically a guy who had no skill. I was like your average guy, and I felt like for most of my life I was like the underdog. I wasn't born in the best circumstances in life. I had to mature and sort of not sacrifice my childhood at a young age and not live a kind of life that other people lived. I don't know. I don't know you guys are all stories, but I think you guys are all amazing people, strong, smart, and I'm just a guy who's just trying and doing what he can. But yeah, sorry, I got off point here. But so I was introduced to entrepreneurship when I was in self improvement, and I wanted to make more money. Why? Because my family was broke and I was broke, and I was tired of depending on my dad to change circumstances. So I focused on myself, depended on myself, and I started off with learning stocks. So then I got into copywriting, learned that skill, and 2024 was a year where I was just getting in the understanding of nutrition, carbs, protein, the very general basic stuff about fitness and nutrition, and well, just understanding what the hell copywriting was. I had a very basic knowledge of it. I had so many questions. I basically didn't know jack schmo, but because I made so many mistakes. I wrote terrible copies. I looked at a bunch of YouTube videos like everyone else, and with the money that I earned from my 9 to 5, I invested in mentors, and it's speed track my journey. I did that, and I would kind of go more into depth into that, what it looked like later. But yeah, so in the last year, I was finishing my final year in high school. I got into college, and I was more interested into just learning the skill and getting clients to make money, because honestly, I just don't like to work a 9 to 5. That's just me. There's so many things I want to do, but college itself, I took college because it gave me more freedom. In America, there's this thing called Running Start. Yeah, I took that program to get more freedom because I found the high school I was in to feel like a prison. high school and just school system in general just feels like freaking prison. And I was just tired of it. I was an A student, B, I got that stuff. But when I got more into interested in improvement and improving myself and growing, learning, improving, and just getting to entrepreneurship, I just started to find academics to be less interesting, and I dropped out of college. I graduated high school, got my high school diploma. Yay! That basically gave me the freedom to be able to work, to work in sales jobs or any jobs that require a degree, which is great. After high school, I went to Mexico, and then I basically came back, got into my 9 to 5. I worked at a Walmart. If you're an American, you know what that is. Worked there for a good while, and now I got into a sales job. I did it because I just wanted to follow the advice of entrepreneurs that were successful, and I just wanted to get better at selling. I dropped out of college to pursue entrepreneurship. In terms of my entrepreneurial journey, learn copy, learn marketing. I learned how to write landing pages. Now, so in the beginning, I just wanted to stick to email marketing. I realized that if I wanted to have more opportunities at my door, I would need to expand my mind, expand my skills. So I learned a bit of scripting. I put myself to learn a bit of landing pages. Currently learning how to do funnels. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, even at the age of 19, I've felt like I'm behind. Age 17, I got into this thing, but age 18, at that time, I was just, not taking this super seriously. Spent most of the entire year just learning. I was at a learning period. When I was working 9 to 5, I hit a point where I was kind of like complacent and lazy, and I was still showing up every day. I never gave up. I reached a point in 2025 at the January where it was really rocky. I thought of giving up. I was thinking really deeply about things like, why am I in this journey? Why do I keep showing up? Why do I keep going, having nights of like early mornings, going low hours of sleep? I was going for days of like going 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep. Not healthy. I don't recommend anyone to do that. So I got over that. I never gave up. I got better and I got stronger, became more resilient. And I was becoming stronger more internally and developed more into to be more into the character that would just face any challenges and just not shy away from them. I used to be the type of guy that would be like, oh, boo-hoo me, I have a problem, to now, okay, great, I have a problem now, let me solve it. Along the way, I learned that when it comes to business, you just simply want to solve problems for people. And not just solve problems, but build connections. And yeah, at the beginning, I got into it because I wanted to make money. But over time, I just started to realize, like, if I'm going to, sell something to someone, it better be to actually help them, not just make money off of them. Because to be honest, that is a very scummy thing to do, is just sell something and people invest in what you do and you just like don't deliver. Like, that's pretty sucky. So me, I didn't want to be that guy. So I was like, screw that. What will my personal brand look like? So if you guys see my YouTube banner, marketing, self-improvement, authenticity, I'm going to be authentic on my channel. I think we live in a world where authenticity is very, I don't know, it's just under the rug, and there's a lot of fakeness, and I just want to be real, and I want to document my journey, which is also what my brand will be. Is just I'm going to be documenting my journey, everything, the ups, the downs, lessons I've learned, things I've learned, and also share with you guys things I've learned that I've paid good money for and would save you guys loads of time so you guys don't need to. There are certain things that we actually don't need to pay money for. You can just learn them yourself. But in YouTube, there's a bunch of info. A lot of the info out there is like fighting an apple and a bunch of poop. That was a sucky analogy, but I hope you get my point. So why did I start this channel and what can you expect? So I started this channel because I thought it was about time that I build my personal brand, and just I want to do a lot of things that will help a lot of people and help you guys. Because I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm not the most fittest guy in the room. I'm not the most wealthiest. I was never even born I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to work for my shit. That's always been the way, my parents taught me, was work for your shit. Earn your shit, earn your keep. Gosh, honestly, in the next few years, I'm going to look at this video and be like, wow, this video fucking sucked. But I'm also going to say it's one of my best because, you got to make that first video. Another thing that you guys can expect is cold outreach, check-ins. I'm going to be basically be uploading something called the Lost Tapes. These are just videos I made to the inside, videos that I didn't upload, videos that documented certain things that were happening off screen. Now, there will also be like be reaching out, basically be like reviewing cold outreach copies, emails I've gotten, and emails that I sent, and just kind of go over everything I learned and things that can help any business, any entrepreneur, anyone starting out, anyone who's basically kind of lost and just wants to know where to start in life and how they can just, improve their life. Because here's the thing, I haven't made a single buck online yet. I haven't landed a single client yet. I did book a few calls, and that's a win because last year I couldn't book any calls. I didn't get anyone to be interested in any of my samples, but I think I still have ways to go. And yeah, honestly, I just want to build a wonderful community here. I want to build something pretty awesome here, and there's so many things I want to do, but everything's going to take time. So if you guys stumble upon this video, you guys are legends, and ladies, you guys are awesome. Honestly, you don't have to tell me this video probably isn't the best, but we're going to make do. I'm pretty stoked about this. We're going to be making some videos once a week as well. I'm also going to be sharing things about fitness and just my journey. I just want to document my journey, and just show that anyone can do it. I'm no different than you, and you guys can do many marvelous things in the world, and I think you guys have a lot of potential as well. And it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is. I don't care. You're all welcome here. I hope this video served certain use to you guys, and I hope I inspire people along the way. To be fair, I honestly thought that maybe I'm not in any position to inspire people, but I thought to myself that honestly I've just been disqualifying myself, and I thought that I didn't have anything of value that I can share, but that was also a lie. So you guys will get to know me a lot better. So that's everything. I'll keep you guys up to date. Lots of exciting things are coming. Thank you all for watching this video. Take care. Peace.